Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you don't miss any of my uploads. We're expanding the channel, more gaming, more Star Wars focused content, stuff that I'm into, movies and gaming. I've been saying for a while now that I think the Xbox Series S is the better buy if you're into the Xbox, even over the Xbox Series X, even if you're a hardcore gamer. I know the power and resolution and things like that are really important to people, but with Microsoft and their first party, they're going to target their Xbox Series S and then work up from there. Now, the Xbox Series S has less RAM than the Xbox Series X, which means graphically, I'm not talking about resolution and frame rate, I'm talking graphically, the amount of polygons on screen, they're always going to start with the Xbox Series S. So I don't think that they're ever really going to push the Series X in terms of that one aspect, the polygon count in games graphically, the way that they would if the Series S didn't exist. Now, that's not a knock, because you're seeing more and more developers find ways to really push the Series S. And for the money, I think you're getting one hell of a deal with this console. Most recently, Dying Light 2 came out. The big controversy, 30 frames per second. There were plenty of other games that hit 60 frames per second that were just as ambitious, just as large and open as Dying Light 2. But for some reason, it was locked at 30 frames per second, and the developer said that they would look at it, but that the GPU in the Series S was holding them back. Well, lo and behold, a little while later, and the game comes with a 60 frames per second patch now. About 2 weeks ago, this patch was released, and I think it demonstrates what I've been saying, that now this isn't a knock against the Xbox Series X, but Microsoft made the decision to have a lower end SKU console. Resolution, frame rate doesn't make a game next gen, graphics does, and the amount of RAM in the box limits the amount of polygons on screen. They're going to start everything from a first party standpoint. Everything's going to begin and end with what the Series S can do. They're going to max out that Series S and just scale resolution and frame rate to the Xbox Series X. So if you're into Xbox, you're into the ecosystem, you have a lot of games, I think the better buy this generation when it comes to Xbox is the Series S. Without that Series S, I don't think they'd be selling as well as they are right now. In fact, they're selling more than the PlayStation 5, and that Series S is the system that's doing it for Microsoft. There's something else that I think solidifies the point I'm trying to make here, and that's, I think we're approaching the era of post-resolution with DLSS and super resolutions. Resolutions that are actually lower than 4K are looking better than 4K with this technology. And when you factor that in with the Xbox Series S, you're going to have lower resolutions that can look better than 4K. And the lower the resolution, the more power they can squeeze out of the Xbox Series S. And you're going to have picture qualities that look absolutely incredible and performance, all for $299. So again, I think that it's starting to look like a really smart move, not only to have that lower end SKU, but I was worried about the lack of power compared to the bigger brother, the Xbox Series X, especially in the RAM department. But if you can lower that resolution, especially as games get more graphically intensive, when we have games that are built from the ground up for next gen consoles, then the Xbox Series S will continue to be able to punch above its weight. So take Starfield, for instance, built from the ground up for the Xbox Series X and S. If they can lower that resolution, let's say even lower than 1080p, and have that image quality look better than 4K with DLSS and super resolution, then think about all of the extra power that the Xbox Series S can leverage when it comes to frame rate. So I'm definitely more and more impressed with everything I'm getting out of the Series S, and very, very happy that these patches are coming along that leverage the system, and looking forward to the future with the system and the first party content from Microsoft. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.